Hi guys, welcome to Sabre Education Experience, and my name's Duncan Richards, Sabre Education, and of course we have the amazing Carly Haddam here with us today. So Carly, tell us, what are we going to be covering today?
Okay, so today we're going to be covering our Demi-Permanent options that we have within our Vero K-PAK colour range. So the two things that we will be covering today will be our Vero K-PAK Cream colour with Glaze and also our Chrome within the range, which are both Demi-Permanent colours, so deposit only. So that's what we're going to be covering.
Perfect. So guys, from there, as we work through today, we'll be short and sweet, but please throw in any questions so we can answer anything for you. Anything which you're wanting to know is going to be great for us to be sharing with all of our audience today. So it'd be great to hear from you. So let's jump right into it. So Carly, you're going to kick off with a little bit of the technology, I believe, to start with.
Yes, I am. Yes. So I'm going to take us through the technology. I guess the reason why I want to highlight the technology, Dunk, is because I want to highlight what makes us a point of difference in the likes of, other ranges and stuff like that. And again, with Joico, we're always prioritizing the health of the hair. So I really want to highlight that. Okay, so in saying that, I should probably talk about that. So when we talk about the technology, we have our technology here printed out. So you'll find this online as well on joico.com. So if ever you get stuck, it's in the Pro Color and technical charts for Vero K-PAK Color. So in here, I want to talk about the Quadramine Complex technology. So this is an award-winning reconstructor. So it helps to reconstruct the hair from the inside out. So a lot of the time, people have come here, and they become a little bit of a color junkie and they want to chop and change with the seasons. And as hairdressers, that makes our job a little bit more difficult because the hair's a little bit more vulnerable. So inbuilt in all of our color ranges, we have a Quadramine Complex technology which helps to reconstruct. It also helps to stabilize the color, and therefore you're going to get longer lasting, vibrant, and more shine and hydration in your results, which is brilliant because everyone wants an inbuilt treatment in their color and know that they're using quality products. From there, we also have our products. They are in the Vero K-PAK color range. They are water soluble. So there is a difference between Chrome and Vero K-PAK color. Vero K-PAK colors are water soluble, so what you would do is you just rinse the color out thoroughly. After we rinse the color out thoroughly, I tend to do a quick blot towel dry, pop on a cuticle sealer and leave that on for 5 minutes, then rinse that out and then condition. So that's how we would do a post-color service. The reason why we use the cuticle sealer is the cuticle sealer is acidic, so it helps to lock that color in. And also the Quadramine Complex technology continues to work over time. So therefore we're going to stabilize those color dye molecules and we're going to get longer lasting results.
Fantastic. Perfect.
There is a lot of technology in this. We also have a transcuticle delivery system. So this allows us for a faster, deeper penetration of the color molecules. And what it will do is it creates less porosity. So we actually don't have to open up the cuticle of the hair to allow penetration with the color. With our transcuticle delivery system, it reacts, the Quadramine Complex technology reacts with the hair's natural lecithin, and then with that reaction it allows us to penetrate straight through the cuticle of the hair. So therefore we've got less porosity and the hair is in better health and condition too. So that's brilliant.
It's going to be a great result, isn't it?
It is. And another thing again, like as I was saying before, our permanent cream colors in Vero K-PAK colors are a dual color system. So we can turn any one of our Vero permanent colors into a demi-permanent color by using, Duncan, thank you Duncan, we'll show that off there, by using our Glaze developer. So what does that mean for you guys that own salons? It means less inventory and you have a color that has a dual purpose. So more money to make, less money to spend.
So Carl, one of the things I find, which is really simple, when you're in a salon every day, what do we use for what? And one of the things I love about our Joy Color systems is the color coding of everything. We're all
Yes.
hairdressers. We want to be able to, identify things quickly, use things quickly, particularly when we're in a hurry. So very simply, our Vero K-PAK Color Permanents are in this gold box. And everything is color coded. If it's a red, you'll see it has the red, floating through it there as well. Vero K-PAK Chrome will be in a black box. So from there, think black, think deposit only, okay? So from there, that's where you can identify the two different colors. Vero Chrome has a black little stripe on the end of it. So if they're sitting in your color area, you can, again, easily identify the two of them. Yep. So I'll let you keep continuing.
But back to that as well, while you're there, Dunk. If you notice here as well, in our colors, in our Vero K-PAK color, we have our level first and our reflect second. And then we have done the opposite with our chrome. So we actually have the reflect first and our level second. So therefore you know that when you have a chrome color, you're using chrome. Sorry, Duncan.
You're right. You can get that order in nice and quickly with customer service when you need to order. Then you know exactly what you're using.
That's right. Yeah, no problems there. Okay, so we also have a calibrated ammonia system. So in here, our calibrated ammonia system. So what it does is it's a low ammonia that contributes to minimal cuticle damage. So again, we're looking after the health of the hair. And pure tone series. So you add, what you see is what you get. I'm bubbling on my words. Okay, so let's talk about how to use the product. So Vero K-PAK color used as a demi-permanent, we mix 1:1. So that's 1 part cream color to 1 part your peroxide. When we use our peroxide, again, just to recap, that is using Glaze. So to turn a permanent into a demi-permanent, we must use Glaze, okay? When we're using it as well, our processing time when using our Vero Glaze is 5 to 20 minutes. Okay, so think of this for your toners. Think of it as well, grey blending. So when using your Vero K-PAK color as a demi-permanent, you're going to get more opaque results, okay, as a demi. From there, we'll talk about the glaze as well. So with your glaze, this is a no-lift developer. It is a pH of 2.7 and it is also a deposit only. Now there is a little thing that I do want to remind everyone of. Whenever you're using your glaze developer, prior to application, so when we mix our formula, we need to let it rest for 5 minutes, okay? So we don't want any lift. If you apply the color before that 5-minute resting time, you will get lift because the ammonia hasn't dissipated. So just keep that in mind. Whenever mixing glaze, 5-minute resting time and then apply. The best way that I do it, which is really salon friendly, is I will actually mix up my toner first, put it to the side and then do my shampooing at the basin, because I find then at least then you're not just standing there for 5 minutes looking at the clock. Okay.
Carly, when you're actually doing that, do you usually prepare the hair with clarifying shampoo, or do you prefer to actually use, your K-PAK color therapy? Do you have a preference with that, depending on the client?
Yeah, so I would usually use my K-PAK color therapy, or I would even use Defy Damage shampoo.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, thank you.
Look, we use Defy Damage on every color, not going to lie. And then moving on from there, just so we can get on to our cream we've done. I've just put up here the color wheels. So the reason why I put this up here is so you can know where the colors actually sit on the color wheel. You know what the base of that color is. So then you know how to, what color, to choose when you're going to neutralize or when you're going to intensify a color. Awesome. Okay, so Doug, do you want to tell us about chrome, please?
Great, I'd love to. Okay, I'll swap sides there, okay? Switching colour lines, we'll swap sides. So guys, from there, I'd like to flow along with what Carly's actually mentioned there as well. In our colour wheel, when we look at it, you can go on to joyco.com or joyco.com.au, guys. Go on to that colour area and you'll be able to click on technical charts. Notice here, you'll actually see if both colors are listed on the color wheel, Vero Color Permanent and our Vero Chrome, you'll see the chrome are circled. So very easily for you to identify exactly where they sit. Excuse me. Just as Carly mentioned previously as well, all our chrome colors are true tone colors. So for example, G8 is, and our Gs are a nice pure yellow or gold base. For example, RM5 sits on that true red mahogany base. And naturals sit on a blue base. So makes it really, again, easy to work with, but also great when you want to mix and match colors together, okay? So
I've just got your chart there, Dunk, if you want to just like, I'm just going to hide our H-Defy.
So as we work through with each of these shades, you've got your naturals, which are that blue base. They work out to a blue violet. Ash, which work from, really they're predominantly a blue base when we're working with our ash series. We have our gold, which are a yellow base. Our beiges, these are actually a cooler violet base. So, excuse me. So when we're working with those, they give you lovely control, but they're not too cool, not as cool as, for example, an ash, and then or a natural. And from there, we have our reds, depending on what base you're actually sitting on, as to where they sit. And of course, our violets are in a violet from there. Of course, we have clear. Clear is a great adjuster for any color. So I can use that as a mixer to actually dilute any color. So for example, I think of clear, it's like, for example, if I was using an RC6, I had that red 6, it's like my concentrate I put into the bottom of the glass, and then I add my water, which is the clear, and that will dilute the level as well as dilute the intensity of the color. Clear can of course also be used on its own. So when we're working with the clear, I just want to get somebody a really beautiful glossy shine. They're heading out for the night. You want to make sure it's glossy and frizz-free. That's a great option to be using as well on its own. So let's work further into our key areas when we're looking at it from a usage point of view. So what can we do with Chrome? And this is the thing I love about it. It's super versatile, but on the other hand, it's also really simple to use, okay? It's literally choose it, use it, Chrome you don't, which is quite appropriate for me, isn't it? So from there, guys, when we're working with Vero K-PAK Chrome, you can use it, number one, to blend gray. And you can blend a nearly cover grade with it, but it is, I would still classify it as a blend. We can use it when we want to actually color balance hair. So let's say we're using Vero K-PAK color on the regrowth as a permanent, and we want to work through our mid-lengths to ends and just balance that hair out with a beautiful tone and gloss. We can use it that way. We can use it on hair which is resistant by actually adding heat with it as well. So there's many facets of which ways we can actually work with the color. Now again, I will just refer immediately to this page here, which again you will find online. It's page 34 within our color manual. And this will actually give us each of our different areas to start with. Immediately, 1:2 mixing ratio. Very, very simple, easy to use, and we apply it straight on dry hair. 2, this will actually then give you each of the services. So some of those ones we just mentioned. We can enhance natural color. We can, with any of these, apply to get a more intense result, a resistant hair, longer lasting results, gray blending, or reds. We can also use it to color balance. We can use it to tone blonde hair, or we can just use it as a clear for shine and condition. So all of those give us different options. So firstly, if I'd just like to touch on enhancing natural hair color. This is using it as a traditional demi-permanent color. In utilizing it that fashion, I would mix my Vero Chrome. Can I just grab the developer and the tube? Thanks, Carl. Thank you. So I would mix 1 part color, okay, to 2 parts developer, okay, and that's my simple mix. When looking at that as well, note again, once again, great color coding. We've got our black box, our black lid and black writing on the actual bottle. So again, easy identification. Our Vero Chrome tube is a 60-gram tube. So generally, you find you'll only need a small amount to work through a head of hair. 20 grams plus 60, 20 grams plus 40 mils of developer, my chrome activator. I've immediately then got 60 mils of color to work with. So really economical for you in the salon.
So Dunk, what makes Chrome different to our Vero K-PAK color, and what would be a post-service as well after Chrome?
Sure. So what makes it different? Number one, the conditioning benefits in this are it's a lower pH. So this is actually a true acid color. So working with that immediately from there, it gives us great control, a little bit more condition to the hair, and it has some more conditioning benefits because we're not working in that realm of permanent color. and so amazing shine and deposit. The key thing from a color point of view you will tend to notice is incredible shiny results. Chrome uses a combination of two dyes. We use intermediate dyes, which are dyes that will oxidize and change color when we're actually during the color process. Plus it has what we term as direct dyes. They're dyes that are already developed when we actually squeeze it out of the tube. They sit more to the surface of the actual cuticle. So we get this amazing, brilliant, shiny color with an amazing intensity and reflect that we can use with it there.
Yeah.
Plus that versatility. Yeah.
I also love the fact as well that Chrome is ammonia-free, guys. So for those clients that have sensitivity, this is a great product for it because the fragrance is very, very soft, and also the product is very soft, being ammonia-free. So for those clients that are a little bit more sensitive to either smells or even in their skin, this is brilliant for them to use.
Perfect.
Okay, just a quick question from Jessie. Why
Yes.
would you use Chrome over Glaze?
Okay, great question, Jessie. I would use it in different areas. So Glaze I particularly look at as an option, okay? It allows you to keep, by keeping one bottle on the shelf, you have the option to make any color in a Demi-Permanent color. So by having that one bottle, there's really a safety blanket, okay? That you can keep there and go, hey, I've got that, I can always create any color. Glaze will be, as we mentioned, as Carly mentioned, a little bit more opaque, okay? So a little bit more of a solid color. Chrome will be a little bit more reflective, a little bit brighter in intensity. Chrome is also a little bit more economical for you to use, and it will apply and work through the hair a little bit more quickly. So it has those advantages being a true Demi-Permanent color. So, you know, that's why I would tend to predominantly, most of the time, I do tend to go into my Chrome. But there's areas, if I want a stronger grey coverage, I can certainly go to my Glaze, or if I want to use toner series within the Vero range, I want to make sure I don't get any lift. Again, that's where I will go into my Glaze formula. Thanks, Jessie.
So do we have any other question, guys, in when it comes to how to use or the differences between Chrome and Glaze? Do we have anything?
I think we are all good. We've got great tip on the clear gloss. We like that from Jessie.
Excellent.
And
so guys, I might just elaborate a little bit more on the use of Chrome, how we use it. So one of the other things we mentioned there, for natural results, enhancing natural color or color balancing, we mix 1 part color, 2 parts developer, we apply it straight on the hair, and processing time is up to 20 minutes. Now, if you've got clients who have really resistant hair, resistant grey hair, you want a longer lasting result, or you want to get a little bit more intensity or longevity in your reds, then you can actually apply Chrome under heat. So by doing that, a normal, same mixing ratio from there, same application procedure, but I can actually apply it under heat, always wrap in a plastic cap, try and use a dry heat, but keep that keep it covered. Heat for 15 minutes. After that 15 minutes, take away the heat, take off that plastic cap and allow it to cool for 5 minutes. Once it's cooled for 5 minutes, you can then go back to your removal process, which Carly was just talking about then. Our removal process with Chrome is a little bit different. We go back to the basin. From there, we can shampoo with either our color therapy or our Defy Damage shampoo. We can then rinse, and we would use cuticle sealer for 3 to 5 minutes to lock that color in, as Carly mentioned, and then we would finish with, for example, our Defy Damage Pro Series 2 or our K-PAK Color Therapy Mask. So slightly different. We do actually shampoo Chrome from the hair. It can be done before or after the cuticle sealer, but what that will do is, because of our direct dyes, we want to make sure just that light shampoo will ensure there's no residual direct dyes that would leave staining on a pillowcase or a lounge or anything from there. Okay, so it's just really a little safety tip from there that we work with, and that's that removal process. One thing I will also point out as we look to with Chrome, with our activator, what it is an 8.5 volume. So it's a little bit stronger in its volume, but remember, we're also working with that true acidic pH color when mixed. So you're also getting no lifting ability from there.
So Dunk, with that, now that you've highlighted the developer as well, can you use any other peroxides with Chrome?
Chrome, you cannot. Chrome is designed, for example, to use with that 8.5, which is very unique in its actual strength, as well as the pH levels and things from there. So it's really designed to work in harmony with the actual color. So I wouldn't be recommending we utilize anything 5 volume, won't develop enough, 10 volume too strong, all of those sort of things. So great question. Definitely stick with your Vero K-PAK activator when you're using it.
Awesome.
We do also have some other options with mixing, guys, as we mentioned from there. As we look at Vero Chrome, normal mixing is 1 to 2 mixation there, 1 part color to 2 part. Now, if you're actually working through here and you have someone who you want to get a more resistant formula for, a little bit more opacity, you can mix Chrome 1 to 1, okay? Along with that, we also have the option of using Vero Chrome activator with our instant gloss toners. That would also be a 1 to 1 mixing ratio. Yep.
Excellent.
So guys, that's a little wrap up. Anything you'd like to add on Chrome there, Carly?
Do you know what? I have something really exciting news, and I've been I've had to bite my tongue not to share this earlier. But guys, I want to say that Joico now have been PETA approved. So we are cruelty free and we do not do any animal testing. So how good is that? Yes.
Which we
Happy
haven't done,
dance.
but it's
I know.
nice to actually have that little tag that says we did.
Bit of recognition.
We haven't done, we always used other methods, but it's now nice to be able to claim it and wear that badge of honor.
So guys, from here, Carly's actually got a model here today who she's going to go over a little bit of a run through of what she's going to do with that model, and I believe you're going to be posting the pictures up later on.
Yeah,
once
so
that
we'll
model's
do
finished.
some before and after shots and show you guys the end result. I just wanted to post up, like our lovely Semi has come in today, and I wanted to let you guys see, because obviously the hairdresser inside me, I need to see things in action. So I wanted to deliver that for you guys so you can see the color in action, and I will be using Chrome today. So yeah, so that's where we'll be at. And Duncan, can you please let us know of future education that's going to be online?
So absolutely. So we've actually got next week, we've got a few different classes coming up. On Monday, we've got Carolyn Gahan, and Carolyn is going to be doing her reverse ombre technique. Okay, so check that out. So we've all been doing ombre and sombre and all these different ones. So she's going to show you a reverse ombre.
And to flip it on its head.
Exactly. Tuesday we've got so much coming up. Tuesday
We have tone on tone Chroma colour for our New Zealand clients with the lovely Jessie. So that's very exciting.
Looking forward to that, Jessie.
Perfect, Jessie. Can't wait to see you live there.
Of course, our Aussie clients, please join in just for the interest. It should be good.
And the accents.
Yeah.
And then we have on Wednesday, we also have our Isabel Ebert, okay, our session stylist who does amazing artwork, styling work, etc. And she's going to be doing her prep set. And don't forget it on Wednesday, guys.
Excellent.
So look out for those. Monday's 5 o'clock.
Monday's 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock Sydney time.
And then Chroma colour is 5 p.m. New Zealand time, so for our Kiwis. And then Isabel will be 5 p.m. on Wednesday.
Excellent.
So very exciting. And will we go over and meet Sammy?
Yeah,
Please, let's
so
go.
follow me.
Okay.
Sammy.
Walk with me.
And guys, you have to check out her amazing lipstick. I'm in love with it.
This is our lovely Sammy.
This is Sammy. So what we're going to do today is Sammy has come in and she's feeling a little bit dull with her hair. So as you can see, she's previously, if I move her hair, sorry, bear with me 1 second. If I move Sammy's hair apart here so you can see. So we've got a few little greys to contend with, but nothing that we need to actually take into account. So remember, with any color, guys, the only time we need to start taking into account and addressing the grey hair is when we have 25+% of grey hair. So we're actually really lucky, and I saw Sammy over here, sorry Sammy, pulling some out before, and I said, do not do that, only because, I shouldn't show, sorry Sammy, but the reason why is because grey hair is so coarse, and I was saying to Sammy that when you do that, it sticks straight out, so let it have a little bit of length, and she has so much hair, I'm very jealous that she can hide those little greys in there. So what we're going to do today is we're going to give her some more color. We're going to refreshen her up and give her a bit more vibrancy as well. So we're going to use on her roots, we're going to be using 1/4 of a, 1/4 in our formulation being B5 in our Chrome, and then 3/4 being an RM5, and Dunk will show you here. So here is our B5, so 1/4 of B5 to 3/4 of our RM5. Now, because the reason why I put the B5 in there is because I didn't want root glow. I didn't want to run the risk of it. Not that it will lift, but sometimes on natural hair, because this is tinted hair, we run the risk of this going more vibrant than our mids and ends, and that will then look like root glow, so we do not want that. We don't want to do the reverse balayage today. So from there, what we're going to do is on our mids and ends, we're going to do our RM5 just on its own. And as you saw before, the RM5 has a little bit more intense in its reflex, so therefore we want to brighten this up. Okay, so there'll be lots of gloss and shine, and Sammy's gonna walk out here killing it today.
So just while we're on that from there,
Yep. Mixing ratio, sorry, 1 to 2.
So while we're on that and talking about that as well, if I'm working with Vero Chrome, one of those great things is Carly's adding in there as well. While grey coverage isn't a concern, I do have those options of 3 options I can use for coverage, particularly with Chrome. Natural, of course, is great to add in whatever percentage of natural as per your percentage of grey. Beige is also an option, and gold is also an option, or you could use a combination of those 3. So for example, if our client here Sammy was a higher percentage, let's say she was 50% grey, then 50% of my formula would be natural gold or beige. I particularly do find the natural, in particular the beige, gives brilliant coverage here, and I would use the other half of my formula, could be whatever reflect that I choose. So some great options to work with from there. Cool.
Awesome.
So you're mixing up over there, Carly, at the moment?
I'll give you all a nice look at what we're working with. So it's going to look nice and bright to go with that lippy.
I know, I'm in love with that lippy. That's the first thing I said when she walked in was, what colour is your lips?
Abby, do you mind if we just get a shot of the colour?
We're mixing, absolutely.
One of the things you talked about was that combination of dyes that we talked about here. So you'll notice as we look here,
sorry.
I'll throw that out. But you'll notice that beige has that lovely sort of beige tone to it when you mix it out. That's the RM5 now Carly's mixing out. So you can see it squirting out, and it's got that richness to it of those direct dyes that are already there as well. So, you know, that's how you can see and know it has that combination of the 2 dyes there.
Awesome.
Excellent. Oops. I'll just pop that one in there.
Get our lovely activator.
Thank you, Dunk.
Always measure.
Yes, it's very important to measure up, guys, and also always use gloves. So whether or not this is the mum in me, your skin is your largest organ, so we want to always make sure that, you know, we come in contact with so many different chemicals and everything else, so always make sure that we glove up.
So, Carly, from here, guys, we're not going to go and watch through the whole application through here. I think you guys know how to do an application. You understand what Carly's doing here. But Carly, can I just get a really quick breakdown on what you're actually going to do with your application?
Okay, so what I'm going to do is, because with the application here, the color will be on for 20 minutes in processing time with Chrome. So I'm going to globally apply first my roots, and then I will then come back through with my mids and end color and apply that afterwards. The reason being is because color on top of color does darken as well. And not only that, I want my roots to process first. And I don't mind if that has a little bit more depth in it, because with any Demi-Permanent, the processing time's there, guys, for a reason. If you go outside of your processing time, you'll find that it can go darker, okay?
One of the things, you know, Carly mentioned before how we have no ammonia.
Yes.
The other thing is that no fragrance. So
That's
again,
right.
this makes it so client friendly. When we're mixing up here, there's just no smell at all. There's nothing that you can smell. So again, it's just something that is really simple but really important when it comes to that, you know, the client experience that they're having from there. You've got this beautiful,
so have a look at the gloss, guys, in that.
rich looking colour.
So nice. Yes, I have mixed up a little bit too much, but I got excited and wanted to, so you could see it. I got a bit better crocker.
I've got to say, I do look like
But Dunk's like,
how many heads are you
don't do
colouring
that.
here, Carly?
I was going to do Duncan next. Excellent. And again, guys, whenever I do a color outside of addressing grey hair, I will always start from the nape moving forward. The reason being is that the hair around the hairline is fine, and fine hair will always lighten and darken quicker. So I don't know if ever you've seen someone and they've got like that dark halo. That's generally because someone has started from their application from the front moving back. So always start from the back moving front unless there's grey, and then we target that area first. Cool. Well, I'm gonna get started here and start to apply.
So we'll just let you sort of see, you know, how quickly and easily that colour goes on there when working with Chrome. And then we'll sign out, guys. Unless, do we have any more questions on there, Abby, at all? Anyone want to share any hits or tips or anything they'd like to know?
Well, look, Lenny has come to you, Carly, and suggested that you'd make a great redhead. So if you've got some extra colour.
Thanks, Lenny.
And Jessie has commented she loves the idea of doing the back first. Yeah, makes good sense.
Yeah.
Common sense.
If you see me at the end of this and I'm red, you know what's happened.
Just a question from earlier, which I think we addressed, but just while we're here, we may as well ask it. Would Chrome or Glaze be better for grey blending? Is one stronger?
Yes, you will find, guys. So Glaze will be a little bit stronger for that grey blending if you want to, you know, get more of the coverage. The flip side, the other thing you can do also, Glaze, as Carly mentioned, is generally applied to damp, towel-dried hair, okay, after it's been washed. If you apply Glaze to dry hair, it will obviously make it a little bit stronger. You don't have that little bit of dilution. So from there, for the strongest in a Demi-Permanent coverage, then I would utilize Glaze in that area, working again with grey coverage rules, natural golds and beige. And from there, make sure you have mixed it for that 5 minutes minimum prior to application, because you don't want to get lift, otherwise you're doing permanent colouring. So from there, be sure of that one. That will give you your best results from there as far as coverage. You will find, and that's the thing, I like to be clear, because we say with a Demi, you know, will you get a regrowth? Okay, if you've done that sort of a service, after, you know, a few weeks, you may find that regrowth has grown out a little bit and that not all of the colour is washed out. So you may have a little bit of a demarcation line, but it's not because you've permanently coloured, it's just that you might not have washed all of that hair out. So it will continue to gradually wash out from there.
Guys, it's really important as well, like when you are using Glaze and say you've done like a fresh head of foils and you haven't let it rest, the last thing you want is these beautiful, cool foils that you're toned, and then you have root glow from the colour at the roots lifting. So it is very important that, you know, you allow the Glaze to rest and do its thing, and therefore you won't get your lift.
So guys, we'll let Carly keep applying here, and from there we're going to post some photos later on of our beautiful model and our finished look.
Before we go, Sammy, you can give us some feedback. So can you smell the fragrances and how does it feel on your hand?
You can't smell it at all, actually. There's no fragrance whatsoever. And it actually feels nice and cooling.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's what we like to hear. All right, people. Well, I am going to hit finish now, but we will be posting up. We might even do a little bit of a live video where we can look at what the finished result looks like for Sammy. So thanks everyone for joining in.
Thanks, guys.
And we will see you all very soon.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.